My name is Dominick Cruz. I'm the UFC bantamweight champ. I hurt my ACL twice in 1 year, and now I'm at the 9-month mark of my second ACL reconstruction, feeling great, and I'm looking to be back. May of 2012 is when I hurt my knee the first time. I was training and coaching on The Ultimate Fighter, and I was preparing for my third title defense in the UFC, and I tore my ACL during my training camp.
So Dominick's like a lot of the athletes out there. He's been through an unfortunate experience of not getting the right information on what surgery would be best for him. The problem with the ACL is, there's 3 different options they use. They use hamstring grafts, a cadaver graft where they actually take the tissue from a cadaver, or the patella tendon graft where they remove a piece of the patella tendon from here, and that's what becomes your ACL. He chose the cadaver graft based on the advice that he was given. I'm against the cadaver graft for a lot of reasons, but statistically it just isn't supported for an elite athlete. They require too much explosion and too much power to risk having a cadaver graft tissue that could fail because it never gets vascularized. In other words, it never gets a blood supply, and there's no guarantee that it's going to be as tight a fit as your original.
My body rejected the cadaver tendon. There was no blood flow going through the tendon at the 6-month mark like it should have been. As a result, though, the tendon was weaker than it should have been through 6 months of rehab. And I was doing what I was allowed to do in my stipulations, and it popped with my brace on, doing the things I was allowed to do, just because there was no blood flow. There was really no way to help it. Second surgery, I did the patella tendon graft, which means they take the patella tendon, which runs across the front part of your knee here, and they took a sliver out of it, and they put that where my ACL would be. So the benefit to that is the tissue goes in, and since it's my tissue, there's no adaptation that has to happen. It just already is fit to your body. Therefore, right when you put it in there, your body's trying to figure out how to get blood flow to it immediately. So that means that I don't have to guess, well, is my body going to take the tissue? Is it going to reject it? It's 100% sure. You just have to wait the time in order to heal so that you don't tear it. And that's much more foolproof if you really think about it.
The patella tendon graft creates a secondary injury, which is true when they cut that piece out, but as long as the rehabilitation process goes the way it should, you can generally avoid any type of inflammation and tendinitis in there and allow it to heal properly.
The biggest thing that I've realized through this surgery and having to do it twice and rehab twice is trial by error. You really have, when you hurt your knee, you want to trust that everybody knows what they're saying when you go and see them. We have to know that our knee is 1,000% we're challenging ourselves. There's no way to know that except trial by error, and that's what I've figured out through this process is SSL is the spot that I'm positive I'm doing the things I need to do to be back 100%. I tried so many other rehab places that I wasn't feeling challenged enough that's when I realized I got to try something different, and that's what brought me to Sports Science Lab. And there's nobody that told me to come here. I heard about SSL, and I also followed up with what GSP had done, and he had a great rehab recovery, so I said, okay, I'm going to try it out. That's the hardest thing, is figuring out where to get the correct and best rehab, and Sports Science Lab is doing it. I believe that they've just dealt with so many high-level athletes that Gavin and Sazi and the people here understand what we're going through as athletes. We're going out there and we're going to challenge our bodies to the fullest. So they've been challenging me every single day so I don't lose my mind, keeping me within my stipulations so I don't hurt myself. And I'm getting much stronger, much faster, at a much better rate here.
The great thing about meeting Dominick and having him here is that he's extraordinarily passionate about his sport, his workout routines, and about his sparring routines and everything he goes through that's made him a champion.
An athlete doesn't need a rehab center. They need a place to exercise when you're rehabbing. What you're doing here is you're doing high throttle workouts with an injury, basically. The rehab that I would do would be on my left knee, and everything else on every other part of my body was just as difficult as I would be doing in fight training. So I'm really not losing anything this entire time that I've been out. I've been building everything around this knee, and that's the biggest difference, is they keep challenging my brain and always getting better, and at the same time you're rehabbing your knees, so you never really feel like you're out of the gym, whether you're hurt or not. I'm just rehabbing like I should have been in the first place, and I'm feeling great, very optimistic.
Dominick's finally on the right road in terms of his recovery. We got him around month 5 from his ACL revision. And he's advanced now to doing advanced plyometric work that really restores the quick responses that he needs to be able to fight with. So, you know, I feel like he's going to be more than ready once February rolls around, because we condition him at the same time that we start reconstructing the muscles around his knee, and so he really hasn't skipped a beat.
I'm in October, in the 9-month mark of my second ACL recovery. I'm right on track. I'm feeling great. My explosiveness is back, my athleticism is back, my timing and everything else is the next piece, which will come into camp. The real point of this whole thing has been to get my athleticism back, to build my body, to be able to take the beating, to be able to get as fast as I've always been, to be able to jump as high as I've always jumped. And I'm there now. So now I start preparing my body for the fight, to get my timing back, to get my range back, to get my speed, to get my in and out actions of my combinations, my kicking, my takedowns. Everything now for fighting is involved to the athleticism that I've built here at SSL. And I'm ready to fight Renan Barão. I can't wait. He's been fighting everybody in the division and winning very decisively, and I want to challenge myself with the best in the world, and he's proven to be the man right now to beat, and he hasn't gotten to fight me yet, and I haven't got to fight him. So I think that fans want to see that fight. I want to see that fight. I want to challenge myself, and I don't think Renan Barão has been challenged anywhere near the way that I will challenge him.